Good evening. Welcome to PHS Pre-Registration Night. I am Kathy Harrell and I serve students with the last names A through F.
I'm Whitney Hancock and I work with students' last names G through O.
My name is Marjorie Voss and I work with students' last names beginning P through Z.
Tonight's agenda at our PHS Pre-Registration Night, we will go over what we call High School 101, graduation requirements, and then class recommendations. Part of the High School 101 is, of course, most of our students are on a 4x4 block schedule. That means there's 4 periods in a day, and each class is 1.5 hours long. Our current 9th graders have been on what we call a 4x4 with skinnies. So their class periods have been a little bit shorter, but most students, of course, are on that schedule. And final grades are posted at end of each semester as long as there's a semester-long class, and those semester-long classes, the students will receive 1 credit each. If they're on a skinny class, of course, it's a year-long class, and they will receive a half a credit at the end of that semester. And as you can see, there is our grading scale. If you receive an A, it's 90 to 100, which equals a 4.0. A B is 80 to 89, 3.0. A C is 70 to 79, which is a 2.0. And then, of course, anything below 69 is failing, and there's no points added to that. Your grade point average, which is also known as your GPA, it can be weighted or unweighted. For any honors class that you take, you're going to get a 6% weight added to it. For any AP class, you're going to get a 10% weight added to it. Your high school cumulative GPA includes all classes, but your Hope GPA only includes your academic classes, and of course weights come off and Hope puts them back on. So in other words, all your classes that you take during your high school career will calculate into your cumulative GPA, and that's for class ranking. But your Hope GPA is just your academic classes, not your electives, just your academic. And your weights will come off, but Hope will put back on any AP weight or dual enrollment weight, not honors weight, just the AP or dual enrollment.
I have the opportunity to tell you a little bit about graduation requirements. All students will need a total of 28 credits for graduation. You'll need 4 credits in English, 4 credits in science, 4 credits in math, 4 credits in social studies. And under an umbrella of modern language, tech prep, and fine arts, you'll need at least 3 credits. Every student must have 1 credit of health and PE, a half a unit of health and half a unit of PE to receive a Georgia diploma. And then you can select 8 electives from any area. Added to our modern language this year has been computer science and game design. That can count as a world language for you. Tonight you'll receive recommendations from the classes that you have had and you and your teacher chosen together. On the form, it will list your academic classes. If there's an error of any type or you don't agree with the class that was recommended for you, please correct the form and turn that in tonight, or you can go to the Google form posted at the end of the PowerPoint. If you make corrections on the recommendation form, again, please turn the form in tonight before leaving. When we made class recommendations, academic class recommendations were made by teachers and students and counselors. You should have a recommendation for each of your 4 academic areas: English, math, social studies, and science. Some students will have recommendations that are more rigorous, such as honors or AP classes. Please know that these classes are more difficult and will require more time and commitment. During this month, your counselor will be meeting with you on an individual basis to review your elective options. Those choices will then be put into IC and added to your recommendations.
So you've heard a little bit about honors and AP being mentioned here and there, and I do want to point out that there are a lot of benefits to taking honors and AP classes. Typically your first step in that process is starting off with an honors class. These classes prepare students for AP classes. As Ms. Poss mentioned, there is an increased workload, more so than a regular class, but you do get an added weight to that high school GPA, and it is a class that's going to be, as I mentioned, a little bit more rigorous and is going to help prepare you for the difficulty of some college classes as well as the AP or dual enrollment. AP is actually a program where a student has the opportunity to receive high school and college credit for a class taken at the high school. So there is a 10% added weight for AP classes. These classes are designed to prepare students for college. They look great on a college resume, and they help students to have the opportunity to earn that college credit while they're in high school. The caveat to that is that they have to pass an exam at the end of the school year. So a student takes an AP exam, and that's how it is determined as to whether they will receive college credit for that class. Either way, if they pass the class, then they will receive the high school credit, but they have that opportunity to receive the college credit through that AP exam. So who is right for honors and AP classes? Students who want to take honors and AP, who are able to juggle schoolwork along with extracurricular activities. Very importantly, students who have good study skills. The level of difficulty is much higher, and so we need academically strong students. And for the AP, like I mentioned earlier, students who have taken honors classes previously. So all of that being said, here we go. Teachers are now going to be handing out your academic recommendation form. What this is a list of the academic classes that you have been recommended for next school year. Please make sure that you have a course listed for each of the 4 academic areas on your form. If you need to make changes, or if you are missing a class, you have 2 options to make changes. The first option is to write your changes directly on the recommendation form and turn this form in to your advisor before leaving today. If you would not like to do that, you can use the QR code on this slide to make an online request. The QR code will lead you to a Google form, which will ask you to provide the student's first and last name, as well as information about what class is listed on their recommendation form and what class you would prefer the student to take. So as you've noticed, the only thing you see on this form is academic courses. Elective requests have not been made yet for the 2019-2020 school year. During the month of March, so this month, your counselor will be meeting with you or your student on an individual basis to review elective options and actually manually enter those recommendations or those requests into Infinite Campus with your student right there with them. So this gives your student the opportunity to speak with the counselor, to ask questions, to really make thought out and clear decisions about what classes they would like to take next year. And so that will be starting within the next couple of weeks. Questions. We will be posting a list of frequently asked or answered questions on our PHS counseling website. If you haven't checked out our website, we've got a lot of great information on there. It is pickenscounseling.org. So you can check here first, give us a couple days, but you can check here first to look for questions that you might have. If you have something specifically that you need to speak with your student's counselor about, there are email addresses were on the introductory slide that also identifies what students we work with. There's also a phone number here, so you can email or call your child's counselor directly. We really appreciate everyone coming tonight. As we mentioned before, please let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything that we can do for you. Thank you so much.